I'm here with Finn and Shay and Raya as well as around. We're outside Old Trafford. Manchester United have been beaten by Manchester City. It was abysmal today, to put it politely. What did you make of that, Finn?
Yeah, the first half was particularly abysmal. I thought we improved a lot in the second half, and I thought if we played like we did in the second half in the first half, we could have come away with a draw, could have nicked a win probably. But first half was just shocking. We fell apart due to not having a midfield again. Pereira and Lingard awful in the first half. Like, to top it off, Pereira scores an own goal. Like, just defending as well. Lindelof, I thought, was shocking for that Mahrez goal. I don't think he needs to go for that. Like, he can easily have a foot. He can have a foot race with Mahrez. He can put him under pressure, but no, he slides in and he goes through one-on-one and takes it past De Gea. But I thought Jones was all right today in defence. To be honest.
Whoa.
To be honest, apart from De Bruyne's when Pereira scored that own goal, when Jones went to ground, I thought he was all right at the back, to be honest with you. But I thought Williams was all right at the back as well. I thought he was good, but
Williams was great today. And the one thing for me was everything good seemed to come from the players. Williams, Mason Greenwood, Gomez when he came on. Our experienced players, like I said, De Gea, Phil Jones, all that. I know you just said Phil Jones had a great performance, but I think most would disagree with you. They look shocking out there. Isn't that a worry that it's not our youngsters that are letting us down?
It is a worry, but then again, the youngsters come on and they have, what do they have to like lose really? They're coming on to prove themselves. They want to do well. They're full of fight. They're young. Whereas these people, all the senior players, they know that they've got the place in the team. There's no one better than them. That's our best 11 at the moment with injuries, and it's shocking. It's stupid, and I feel sorry for people like Rashford making runs all game, not being found out, because the only person that was trying to pass to him was Lindelof from the back. Just because we have no one in.
You look at that first half, and realistically, it should have been 6 or 7. Like,
it started like City were taking the piss at 3-0 and just like taking their chances for granted, swinging.
It should have been about 7. Sterling missing open net. How many chances did he miss first half? But what worries me the most about, like, not the result, it's like Ollie's been here a year and a half, and I don't feel like we have a style of play, or like I feel like the players go in there and do what they want. Like, there's no instructions or anything, and like that what worries me the most. Like, we're good on the counters that we saw for the goal, but what's the most worrying is like we don't have a definite style of play. So it's like he needs to sort it out soon, because otherwise I think we're going to be in trouble. I don't think he's going to last.
You asked me after Spurs if we'd improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I said gradually. After that we beat City, and now look, we've just been torn apart by City. It's the same team, but apart from McTominay. We've just been torn apart by him. So if you were asking me that question again, I don't see improvement under him at all anymore. Like,
there's one thing that we were promised as well.
1 step forward and 2 steps back.
One thing we were promised was like, not maybe winning every game, but some sort of identity. And like you said, we're not seeing that.
This team. That's the thing. There's no fight. No.
Does that come down to personnel or down to the manager? Because I hate to say who it was, but some teams can drop 11 players and they still play the same football.
Nah, personally, I feel like it comes down to the manager. Although we hate Leeds, I watched Arsenal Leeds yesterday, and you see some of the football Bielsa's done for Leeds compared to how we play on the pitch. There's no identity and no style, and I don't know where we're going under Ole.
If you look at Klopp as well, he beat Everton the other day with Liverpool reserves.
That's what I was hinting at with that.
Was he even trying to win that game? And they beat him. They were comfortable. I know it was 1-0.
Do you think the board will, if we had a dreadful January or in February, do you think the board would pull the trigger, or does that start, then fingers start getting pointed at them?
I don't know, because at the same time, I don't see improvement under Ole, like I've said. But at the same time, if they don't try and sign anyone in January, what can they blame him for with that squad?
I don't want them to sign anybody in January.
What? Why?
If they sign somebody in January, that signals that Ole's going to stay here long term. I don't want any more silly signings.
Shouldn't we be making signings for whoever the manager is with a view to the future?
No, because if we waste any more money and stuff like that at this club, we should just wait until the summer, wait to get a good manager in, and then let them pick a decision. If Ole chooses these silly decisions and picks more stupid signings that he brings into the club, I'm not happy with it. I'm happy with Bissaka, I'm happy with Maguire. But at the end of the day, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust his philosophy, I don't trust his transfers, I don't want anything else.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would say, to just, bring back the argument, he would say that I've only had one window, I've sold a lot of players, I need to bring more in, and if he doesn't get that...
No, he turned around and said that he was happy with the midfield because we had enough midfielders and it was fine.
Do you believe that though? Doesn't he have to say that?
It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. I'm a type of person where I believe, alright, cool. He might not have a decision yet on who actually comes into the club, but he has a decision on who leaves. He let Lukaku leave without replacing him. He let Herrera left, and he didn't think to himself, well, do you know what? McTominay and Fred, they're decent midfielders, but they're not the midfielders that are going to take us into the next level. So no, I do not want any more signings in this transfer window. I just prefer to just leave it like just the way it is.